Hey guys, it's Whitney. I am hopping on to give you an eyeshadow 101 class showing you all my best tips and tricks for the basics. All right, so number one, you have to have a good tool. If you do not have a good eyeshadow brush, your application may not be as good as you'd like it to be. So you have to start with a good tool. So invest in a good brush. Second of all, you always want to use an eyeshadow primer. I use one that's already in my palette, and it is just my concealer color, but you can also use another brand of any eyeshadow primer. There's several reasons you want to use a primer. One is because if you have any discoloration on your lid, your eyeshadows are actually going to be competing with that color and may not be true to color or be as vibrant as they could be. So by putting on a primer, you're essentially canceling out any discoloration on your lids and kind of giving a nice blank slate to put that eyeshadow on. Also, our lids have texture to them. Not that an eyeshadow primer will take away all of the texture, but it will help create more of a smooth surface to put your eyeshadows on. And also, usually they're a little bit tacky. So it's going to give something for your eyeshadows to stick to so that they won't crease or move throughout the day. So always use an eyeshadow primer. Now, unlike today, I usually do my eyes first and then do my foundation, but I've already done my foundation just for this video. So always do your eyes first. That way, if there's any areas that have any fallout, you won't mess up your foundation. You can do your eyes first and then clean it up before you do your face. Okay, so let me show you what we're gonna be using today. So I'm gonna be using these 4 colors as my eyeshadow, and I'm gonna show you how you can build upon those 4 colors and you can stop at any point. I also have in my compact, my primer, and then this guy right here is just a sponge to help me clean off my brush in between shades. So I'm gonna start with this shade right here. This is a matte neutral shade, and I'm going to use it as a transition shade. So a transition shade is just a shade that you put down kind of as a base, and it provides just a blending surface for all of the other shades to blend into. All right, so we're gonna put that in our crease. Now, if you will notice, look at my hand position of how I am holding my brush. If you hold your brush way far up here, you're gonna be putting a lot of pigment where you essentially put that brush first, and it's going to be harder to blend. If you can pull back a little bit, you're going to have a lighter hand and it will blend a whole lot easier. Also, you would notice, I put my eyeshadow on with my eyes open because that's what's going to be happening throughout the day. My eyes will stay open. If you put your eyeshadow on with your eyes closed and then you open them, you're gonna wonder, where did that eyeshadow go? So take a mirror, put it at chin level, look down in it, and now you can apply your eyeshadow with your eyes open. So this is my transition shade, again, something neutral and matte. I am just doing a windshield wiper back and forth in the crease. Now, I like to have my color move a little bit more up toward my brow, but I don't want to start with it up high. I always start with it in the crease and then I blend it upward. That way there's not so much pigment right under my brow bone. So I'm gonna windshield wiper and push upward. Now, I do want to keep that little bit of lightness between the color and my brow. That just helps give your brows a little bit of a lift or an appearance of a lift. So I do keep a little bit of space between the actual color and my brow. Now, I'm gonna go in with another shade here in the crease, same spot. But if you use 4 colors like this, you can stop at any point. Essentially, I have put a little bit of a wash of color. I could throw on some mascara and just leave it at that. I can then take it a step further with this crease color. And I'm gonna put it in the same spot. All it's going to do is carve out that crease and add just a little bit more dimension. And I'm gonna push it up. But I'm gonna show you this nice contrast here when I get done. So Another difference between a good eyeshadow look and an eyeshadow fail is blending. Blend until you can blend no more. That is a big difference when people have creasing. It's just they didn't blend. They have too much product and they didn't blend well, or they feel like there's too much pigment concentrated in one area. Just keep blending it out. So I'm gonna finish this and then pushing it upward just a little bit so that way my color peeks over my lashes. But now you can see I've deepened my crease a little bit more, but I still have this light down here from my primer. Throw on some mascara and go. You have a nice 2-color look and you're good to go. But if you want to take it a step further, I'm going to add this shimmer shade. Now, I always add my shimmer shades with a finger because I feel like the brush tends to pick up a lot of the shadow and I actually end up using more product than I need to. So I'm going to take a finger with this shimmer and I am going to press it into the inner corner, and I usually go about 2/3 of the way along my lid, I would say. And I'm just pressing, and that's it. Now, I could carry it all the way across my lid, throw a mascara and go. So there's 3 looks right here with 3 colors so far. But now I have that shimmer and I'm good to go. Now I can take it a step further with a darker color and add a little bit of dimension to the outer corner. I take my same brush. You can use either side. The small end, if you have like a more dense side, will pack on a little bit more pigment for a little bit more of an intense look. This side, a fluffier side, will be a little bit more, it'll disperse the color a little bit more. So I'm just going to press it in the outer corner here. And I'm just gonna press, 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 and press. Whenever you're using your eyeshadows though, when you swirl your brush in your color, make sure you do tap off the excess because that will help prevent some of the fallout as well. So now I have a nice darker outer corner to give just a little bit more dimension. Throw on some mascara, eyeliner, whatever you want, and you're good to go. Now, my last tip. I always carry, you can see on this eye, I always carry my eyeshadow underneath my eye instead of eyeliner. There's a couple reasons why I do that. If you have a harsh eyeliner that you draw a line on the top of your lid and underneath, it actually makes those eyes a little bit smaller and closed off. But I want my eyes to appear as big and as bright as possible. So I carry my shadow underneath so that it still gives me a little bit of contrast like a liner would, but it does not close off my eyes like having a harsh liner. So I take the small end of my brush and I actually use the dark color that I had in the corner here, and I just carry it underneath. Now this is another reason why I like to do my eyes first, because my eyeliner or my foundation will clean up this shadow here. So I don't have any harshness in case I go too far out or too far down. I can use my foundation to clean everything up. So I'm just gonna finish out here underneath. I did throw on mascara before the video, so I would already have that on, but that is it, you guys. That is my best kept tips and tricks for basic eyeshadow with a 4-color palette and 1 brush. You can stop at any point or you can use any combination of those 4 shadows, but I think a 4-color palette definitely gives you the most option and bang for your buck to have a variety of looks and combinations. So you guys, stay tuned. There'll be more tutorials on eyeshadow coming up.